Hello and welcome. I'm Tim and this is SV Paquita. And today I'm giving you an unprecedented view of life in a construction zone. Oh, poor Paquita is really looking hard. Let me go around view over here. Oops. Still wrestling with figuring out how to use this gimbal. But as you can see, I've got the salon all torn apart. And the reason why the salon is torn apart is because we have been working on putting in a new generator. So let me take you back in and I'll show you. We had to bring the generator, well, I should back up and say that what we had to do was bring the generator through this companionway here. It got lowered down, weighing over 450 pounds, and get it through here into the aft stateroom and into this little teeny hole. And in fact, this little teeny hole was much littler and teenier before I had to get in there and really open it up to fit the generator through. And as some of you may have heard me say in another video, I couldn't get the generator to fit long ways. I had to put it thwart ship. So it's not going from front to back, but it's going from port to starboard. Good news is that this side will be the side that will be access to changing the oil and changing the fuel filter and the oil filter and adding fluids and all that sort of good stuff. I can get to that right here. You're seeing it in here temporarily. We've just put it in place and we're kind of taking a break here. We're waiting for the rest of the guys to come to order all the pipes. Part of the deal we had was that me and my friends, big shout out to Jim and Greg for helping me out. They came down to help me out and get this thing in the hole and spin it around sideways. We've done that. I've got a sound shield that will go around it, but we don't want to do that until we check all the connections and make everything right. So right now we're kind of waiting for my part of the deal was that I was going to get it and do the manual labor of getting it here, and then the yard was going to come down. The guys from Rhode Island Engine were going to come down and actually connect everything up for me and get it tested out and make sure everything's wired up properly and all that. And so we're just sitting here waiting for them now to come and take care of all that for me. So it's kind of tough. For those that weren't part of the original discussion about this, the boat originally had a Fisher Panda generator, and I haven't found too many reviews online that said anything positive about Fisher Panda other than that they were very small and they could fit very well into tight spaces. I should say that my super broker that helped me out in buying this boat told me that he didn't think that Fisher Pandas were as bad as their reputation is, but that usually people buy them because they have to go into a confined space, and when they're in there, because they're so hard to get to, a lot of times their regular scheduled maintenance is neglected because it's so hard to work on them in a tight spot. So I don't know about that. All I know is that the previous owner was down in Antigua, and he had generator problems, and somebody in Antigua took the generator out and then pronounced it dead on arrival, and he said, well, that's good, I'm out of here, and he left the generator down there. And so I decided not to go and put a Fisher Panda back in there, but to put a NorthernLights back in there. And apparently the NorthernLights 5 kW and 6 kW are the exact same block, same generator part of it. I guess the windings are just a little bit different and you pay just a little bit more. And I was going to get the 6 kW, but because we've had a part shortage and because I'm on a time constraint here, trying to get the boat ready so I can go to Puerto Rico, we decided that we'd go with a 5 kW because it was one that was available. With a 6 kW, it wasn't readily I guess it was more in demand, I guess I should say. So we got the 5 kW, and that should be more than enough of what I need anyway, especially because it's not a 240 boat. So 5 kW is going to be more than one L1 will do anyway. So I think we're going to be fine with that. So now what I'm going to do is run around outside through all the mayhem and show you in the port and starboard lazarette to show you how it looks out there. So this is looking into the port lazarette. As you can see, there's a little hole over here that I didn't have to make the hole any bigger, wider or taller. I just had to make it level so that it was flush with the other side, with the floor in there. So I cut that out. We put some marine tex in there to seal up the, some epoxy to seal up the bare wood. And eventually there'll be a I have a sound shield that I have to put over this, and then I'll be building a box that goes over that. You can see I've got some wires from there and siphon break there and all that sort of good stuff. And so I have this thing that's kind of weird that I've been asking people. Not too many people seem to know about this, but I'm sure you guys out there know about this. I don't know if you can see it, but you see these 3 hoses that go right here? This goes into a box. So when the wet exhaust comes out, it comes out of the generator and goes into a muffler, and then the muffler goes into this thing, which is an exhaust gas and water separator, and then I guess exhaust goes one through hole, and water goes through the other through hole. And I can't get I can't get a definite answer on this. I suspect that the reason for having this is so that you won't be that annoying guy in the anchorage that's going whoosh, 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 all night long. That's what I'm suspecting, but who knows? We'll see when we get there, and we'll figure that out then. But anyway, if you guys know what that is, or if you, not so much if you know what it is, if you have one of these and you've used one, please write in the comments and tell me what you think of it. Let me take you over to the starboard lazarette now. Okay, so here we are in the starboard lazarette. As you can see, it sticks out on this side a little bit more than the other side. And once again, it'll stick out even more once I put the sound shield in place. And then this is the side that most of the hoses come out. You can see I had to, in order to get this in place, I had to move the exhaust hose off a little bit. So I have to re-secure all of that and that sort of stuff. But we'll get to that eventually. That'll come. But this is what this side looks like without the sound shield or whatever is there. And keep in mind too that the plan for this is for me to build a box that sticks out and goes around this, so that anything you drop in the lazarette won't be dropping right on the generator. And not only that, it'll also have the sound shield around the whole thing as well. So all of that should help. So that's about it. And if you want to see what the rest of the mayhem looks like, you can see over here. We got all kinds of stuff. Here's Chris over here. And the poor thing is here on her vacation, and I'm spending it in the boatyard, so she's getting a good indoctrination into what boat life is all about. As you can see, everything looks like hell around here. I've got the bimini off only because we are dropping this is where the generator came up here and came around here. I had the boom pushed off to the side and it dropped down in the hole, and then we had to lug it around from there. As you can see, the deck is loaded with all the stuff that usually goes in the lazarette. Anyway, that's it. Just wanted to show you something.